The mainstream media and developers have been coping and seething over the fact that Sony shut down the Concord servers only 2 weeks after release, and now the senior concept artist, who in the past has attacked gamers, is coming out talking about how they're going through such an emotionally draining time. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, obviously, yeah, these people put their time and their effort into this game, but at the end of the day, they got paid for a job, so I can't really feel all that bad over the fact that Sony shut down these servers. It's not like they're having money taken away from them, except for maybe future opportunities for things like DLC, even though there are rumors floating around that they're going to put it free to play and they're going to try to revive the game already. But Amanda here, somebody who in the past has, yes, attacked gamers, has decided, of course, behind a blocked account, to talk about the difficulties the team is facing. She said the character concept art team, including myself, is going through an extremely difficult time emotionally, and some on the team no longer want to work in games, design characters, or even do art anymore after this. Now, this is a job. Okay, you did this as a job, and yes, you have to be passionate about what you're doing, and it's great to hear developers actually care about their creations, but it's not like we're talking about you being, contracted to do a job, and then right before you're about to start, they drop your contract and you didn't get to do it. So you wasted, weeks to months waiting for them to get you ready for this project. That didn't happen here. And yeah, I'm sure that there are a few people on this team that were genuinely passionate about the game, but this is what happens when you're making content for yourself. You have to be making content that gamers actually want, and that's not what you guys did. The character designs were a major point of contention, something people absolutely loathed about this game. You guys helped ruin this experience. It's that simple. Though understandable, are unfortunately timed. None of us know which way the wind will blow with the studio. We are worried, sick, and terrified of the future. Not only that, but we have been shouldering the brunt of the emotional labor as executives and directors dodge most of the blame. I do think that the executives and the directors deserve a hell of a lot of the blame. I don't think it should just be on the developers, but the devs are the ones that created this content. Behind the scenes, all of this talk about Concord and character designs, people's livelihoods are at risk, and they are very real financial consequences that might hurt us even more. That's just what I can say from our point of view. I'm not in charge, of course, or anything. Us artists like being able to use social media to promote our work and get more jobs, but I am saying we see this, and it does absolutely affect us since we just got our teeth kicked in. Yeah, I'm sure that it did knock the wind out of them to see the launch, and after only 2 weeks, the game be shut down, the servers be shut down. But Sony did make it sound like they were going to relaunch it in the future. They said that they were going to, look at different options for the future. And I do think that they will relaunch it free to play at some point because they have the content made and they've put hundreds of millions of dollars into it. But I can't feel that bad for these people. I mean, it is just pure and simple cope. When you make a bad product, you are going to face those consequences. Yes, there is a whole slew of people that deserve the blame here, especially executives and directors. But Concord was just a failed product. I mean, it just wasn't what people wanted. And this is not her first time going on social media and attacking people and actually talking about how they want to promote a modern message, because the senior concept artist at Firewalk Studios, who of course has been working on Concord, has a history of attacking gamers who have criticized upcoming games like the Silent Hill 2 remake, and has been vocal about her hate for Grums, even calling, quote, his rhetoric dangerous. Yes, this happened back in July. All of these screenshots were compiled by me, but she had said, Silent Hill 2 is my favorite game of all time, and quote, right-wing fans complaining about the way that Angela looks in the remake is telling. We are talking about a character who is a sexual assault slash incest victim. Victims like this often gain weight slash cover up as much as possible. And if this was a brand new game, I would understand this, but we are talking about a remake. You are supposed to be remaking older content, not going in and altering it the way that you see fit, not altering it for a quote modern audience. That's not what people want to support. And she even went on to say you don't even have to argue with those people. They tell on themselves immediately. These right wingers are showing they do not care about anything below surface level and are unable to understand the media they consume. We do understand the media that we are consuming, and we understand the media that we are not consuming, like Concord. We understand the rhetoric that you are pushing with it, the narratives that are behind this content. And that's why these modern audience games are failure after failure after failure. Alan Wake 2, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, Concord, Dustborn, Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. People are not showing up to support projects being made by individuals who are, one, shoving narratives into them, but two, absolutely loathe us. Nobody wants to give people money when they openly admit that they hate you because of your gender, because of your sexuality. Oh, you are a white cis man. People do not want to support you when you say things like this. You claim, oh, these right wingers tell on themselves immediately. The mentality with individuals like this is if you are not with them, you are against them. If you are not left wing in the way that they believe, people should act, and you're not acting that way, they call you a right winger. And hey, I on this channel have never talked about political candidates. I've never said who I have voted for, who I plan to vote for. I don't tell you guys who to vote for, but I would be labeled a right winger simply because I'm criticizing decisions that are made in the video game industry. But at the end of the day, I'm fine with being labeled that if I can save the gaming industry. I don't care if you call me a sexist, a bigot, an istophobe. At the end of the day, I love video games and I want to save the industry. And that means things like no censorship in remakes. And if you criticize the censorship and all the changes they're making, well, you're just a disgusting person. And you are, in this case, a right winger. People like this deserve to be pointed at and laughed at. And that's why I can't say I feel very much sympathy for this individual. It will be interesting to see going forward how other people that were part of the Concord team react to the shutdown. Most of them have just said, oh, we're so sad to see this happen. Even individuals have said, oh, well, we're shocked that the game even shipped at all. But Amanda here is somebody who really doesn't want to have an open discussion with people. They just want to sit behind a locked account and cry about how much backlash they have faced and how this is an extremely difficult time emotionally. But hey, if you created better products and you did a better job, you probably wouldn't be in this situation. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.